Let's get this together. What's going on with you? It's your boy ISO, aka ISO the God. And y'all can check out my music. I got some new music coming soon. Got some stuff coming. But today is a special one. Today, you're going to see this title. I don't even know what I'm going to name it yet, but you're going to see it. I want you to understand one thing. You know, there's a lot of stuff that was going on around the COVID time. People thought that it was going to be like some type of uprising, or war, anarchy, you know, all that type of stuff. You know, that we anticipating going to war with the government. This is what, you know, I ain't saying just me was on. Well, I ain't even saying me was on, but I'm saying this is what everyone thought. Everyone thought that, quote unquote, the end. Whatever the end is, don't know what the end really means. Hold on, let me let this camera focus in on me. Uh-oh. Okay, bet. Yes, we thought it was the end. I remember back then somebody said to me that for us to be living 5 years from now, I believe it's hard to believe that life would be like this 5 years from now. In 2020, this is what was said to me. I even heard some niggas say, we should train to go to war with the government. I've heard this. I've heard this before. I have video proof. Not just video proof. I have personal proof. Personal experiences. Some of y'all may or may not know I was in the Navy. We was deployed on a couple of missions. I served on an aircraft carrier that was deployed during a conflict. So this video kind of sits that I've prepared, or not me prepared, that I found. I'm gonna react to it. This video kind of hits home. Even the ship, the aircraft carrier that's accompanying them on this mission, I have friends that was on the boat when the boat was being made, and I know people that's on the boat right now. But we're gonna go back to all of the folks that thought they could beat the government. Let me show you why you can't fuck with them. Let me show you. And we're going to be like kind of stopping it a little bit to break it down, you know, certain conversations, react to certain stuff. But I'm going to show you why you can't fuck with them folks. All right. We're going to start from the beginning. So I'm kind of seeing this video with y'all. I really only seen probably like a minute's worth of it. I didn't see the whole video, but yeah, we're gonna go around.
How do you capture a high-value target when the whole world is watching? You create a masterclass in deception. The CIA set the stage with a single building as bait and filled the sky with 150 aircraft to create a deafening sonic shield for the helicopters to drop Delta forces. F-35s lit up the perimeter, turning night into day. By the time the dust settled, the helicopters had already touched down and Maduro was gone. We'll also look at how the U.S. uses the F-35 jets and its Navy to launch a large-scale attack, all in the video ahead. In the dead of night that is 2 in the morning, the lights went out in Caracas. By 5 a.m., the president of Venezuela was gone. But how U.S. played a deception games. While the whole world were focused on the aircraft carriers in the Caribbean, a shadow war was being fought on the ground. This wasn't an invasion, it was a surgical extraction. We finally have the declassified timeline of how U.S. forces breached the heart of Caracas and extracted Nicolas Maduro. Let's start with step one. The setup. This didn't happen overnight.
Like the information that this dude have on the subject. Now I watched a video of his before this video, so I'm just kind of seeing what level of detail this person goes into this stuff. But man, like I'm hard pressed to believe this is just a regular person just coming up with this. Like I'm feeling like he you know they be having like people set up in certain areas, like you know this is what I'm saying is this is a lot of detail.
Nicolas Maduro. Let's start with step one. The setup. This didn't happen overnight. For months, the U.S. had been tightening a naval quarantine around Venezuela. The U.S. Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group and the U.S. Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group were parked off the coast. The pretext was clear. The U.S. designated the Venezuelan government a narco-terrorist state, specifically targeting the drugs lords, but while the Navy squeezed the coast, intelligence assets were tracking one man. They waited for a specific window, a moment where Maduro was stationary and vulnerable. Step two, the strike. It began at exactly 2 a.m. Venezuelan Standard Time. High above, several F-35 stealth fighters punch a hole through the enemy lines, destabilizing their anti-air defenses. Like these Russian S-300 missiles located all over the strategic high-value target. With the skies clear,
Let's go back on this one because I want to show y'all something.
Destabilizing their anti. It began at exactly 2 a.m. But while the
let's go back because I feel like I want to break all this stuff down so people understand what's happening. First things first, I can't tell you fully why, okay, but let's think about this realistically. To why Venezuela? Why attack Venezuela? Because it'll make more sense to why the U.S. went through the extremes they went through for this person. Right? You'll understand that. Venezuela and Russia and China. Venezuela. Let's even back up a little bit more. Venezuela is a very oil-rich country in South America. Let's be clear. America fights places where there's some natural resources that is of some benefit to America's interests. This is no different. They have a resource. We want that resource. We want control, or we want the guy, or we want the person in the seats of control for said resources. Because let me get you to understand that bigger than, yes, America also cares about its defense. It cares about relationships that a country in its backyard is having with other foreign entities that hate, or that's against America's interests. This is why America would attack not the country necessarily of Venezuela, the regime, and subsequently get rid of the person acting as president in their eyes, because they said that this person illegally took the presidency. He didn't win an election, right? These are all reasons why, my opinion, why they attack. More so for the resources. Secondary is they were developing a relationship with Russia and China. Russia and China was going to use Venezuela as a proxy, the same way the U.S. is using the Ukraine to fight a proxy war with Russia now. Let me give you to you in black folk term, right? You have a op. You got somebody who said that when next time they see you, it's up. They gonna kill you. You know, they gonna hurt your kids. They gonna hurt your mama. Whatever. They're someone that y'all are real deal at it in the streets or at it. You know, trying to really do harm to each other, right? You have a next door neighbor. Your next door neighbor is best friends with the person who says they're going to kill you. Your neighbor is allowing this person to come over their house, stay the night. You know, they outside spying on your house, seeing where you sleep, where you lay your head at. They getting the whole layout of your house right next door to you. Would you not question the neighbor? Would you not let the neighbor know, like, hey yo, like can you not bring this dude over here? Like, we got real beef. And imagine your neighbor saying, hey, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about y'all beef. Like, I don't give a fuck. Matter of fact, I'm on their side, nigga. I'm beefing with you too. What would you do? Would you not look at, okay, so since you with them and you on their side, nigga, I gotta treat you the same way. It has to be, because both of y'all are literally working together to try and get me. Hence why Russia, who always had a decent relationship with the Ukraine, honestly, until the Ukraine started getting friends with the U.S. See, the neighbor and the op. The U.S. is the op in that situation. The neighbor is Ukraine. So Russia, because they know that they can't just attack their op, because their op is powerful. Instead of attacking the op, you do the next best thing. I'm going to attack the fucking neighbor that I know I could beat. So you think, if you wasn't fighting a proxy war. Now here's where the lines is trickier, right? The U.S. was allowed to pretty much back and support the president and keep the president of Ukraine in office. As you're going to see here, Russia wasn't given that chance. We'll keep going.
Venezuela. The U.S. Gerald R-4 Carrier Strike Group and the U.S. Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group were
the red one was the Ford.
parked off the
Ford, that's the one that I've seen. You know, I got people that I know are on that boat right now. So,
coast. The pretext was clear. The U.S. designated the Venezuelan government a narco-terrorist state, specifically targeting the drugs lords, but while the Navy squeezed the coast, intelligence assets were tracking one man. They waited for a specific window, a moment where Maduro was stationary and vulnerable. Step 2, the strike. It began at exactly 2 in the morning Venezuelan Standard Time. High above, several F-35 stealth fighters punch a hole through the enemy lines, destabilizing their anti.
And it's another reason why, like, y'all really can't beat these people. These people are studying, they're doing their homework on targets, and they're attacking at times to where, like, look,
Began at exactly 2 in the morning, Venezuela.
2 in the morning. If somebody came and attacked you and had the most thought out plan, attacking you at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, how many niggas you think would survive this? Stop playing me. First off, you might even be out to the club coming back from Waffle House. You ain't even home. They done just ran up in your spot, took your kids, did everything. Took your dog, they took everything. And if you is there, nigga, you are unconscious. Let's be clear. Or not sober. One, something. What are we talking about? Stop playing me.
Standard Time. High above, several F-35 stealth fighters punch a hole through the enemy lines, destabilizing their anti-air defenses. Like these Russian S-300 missiles located all over the strategic high-value target. With the skies clear, the path opens for Delta Force helicopters to fly straight towards the mission. Here comes the deception as the helicopters flew. The jets started firing with more strikes as it hit Fort Tuna, all over the strategic. Warning, Venezuelan Standard Time. High above, several F-35 stealth fighters punch a hole through the enemy lines, destabilizing their anti-air defenses. Like these Russian S-300 missiles located all over the strategic high-value target. With the skies clear, the path opens for Delta Force helicopters to fly straight towards the mission. Here comes the deception as the helicopters flew. The jets started firing with more strikes as it hit Fort Tuna, the main military base and command center, and La Carlova Air Base, destabilizing Venezuelan air support. Reports from the ground describe widespread explosions and a sudden communications blackout. The chaos wasn't the goal, it was the cover. But how did the raid happen? We have to look at step 3. Under the cover of darkness and chaos, the Tier 1 operators went to work. But what is the exact unit tasked with the mission? It is the Delta Force, one of the most elite secretive special forces units in the US military. Witnesses in Caracas reported low-flying aircraft skimming the rooftops, flying well below radar coverage. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe. The Tier 1 operators went to work.
This strike, like, I hope y'all are paying attention, and that's why I'm keep kind of going back, because I want you to get the details that they're doing. Like, look.
Fort Tuna, the main military base and command center, and La Carlova Air Base, destabilizing Venezuelan air support.
Reports from they are, before they are going in, they've already, you're gonna see it, like, they've already done so much research. They got so many different, like, spies, they got so much information. Like, this is why you cannot win in these situations. Why? You could never have more information than the government. I just need you to hear me. This is why you lose. This is why you would lose. You would lose because information is king at the end of the day. At the end of the day, information is king. You don't... These people know everything you don't want them to know. Everything you think you could possibly hide from them, you can't. You can't hide. It's just... Just look at this shit, man.
The ground described widespread explosion.
This is a military. This is a whole nother country's military. This is another country's military, not your little shitty fucking neighborhood, not your little shitty gang, not your block. Not your high school, your college, yeah. I don't know.
And a sudden communications blackout. The chaos wasn't the goal, it was the cover. But how did the raid happen? We have to look at step 3. Under the cover of darkness and chaos, the Tier 1 operators went to work. But what is the exact unit tasked with the mission? It is the Delta Force.
So they blacked out the whole area. They knocked out the infrastructure for power. And then they sent their Delta Force, one of the
most elite secretive special forces units in the U.S. military. Witnesses in Caracas reported low-flying aircraft skimming the rooftops, flying well below radar coverage. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe house within the massive Fort Tuna complex. Resistance from the Venezuelan Presidential Guard was swift but ultimately futile, as the helicopters lay cover fire. The operators moved with surgical speed, landing on multiple points. But how exactly
they have helicopters giving cover fire. Like how do you hate America if you live in America? Like not like how do you hate its policies? How do you hate? I ain't saying that. I'm saying like this is your country. This is what your country is doing to another country's president. Just keep in mind, this is another country's president.
Capture and extraction happened. For this, let's look at step 4. Specialized helicopters hovered over the objective to insert the lay cover fire, flying well below radar coverage. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe house within the massive Fort Tuna complex. Resistance from the Venezuelan Presidential Guard was swift but ultimately futile, as the helicopters lay cover fire. The operators moved with surgical speed, landing on multiple points. But how exactly the capture and extraction happened? For this, let's look at step 4. Specialized helicopters hovered over the objective to insert the assault team. While dozens of attack helicopters laid down suppression fire, the Delta Special Forces descended and started the search for the high-value targets. How did they find him? Simple. The CIA had planted spy inside Nicolás Maduro close circle.
That is why we lose every time. They pre-planted a spy already out his group. Gosh, what the yeah.
While back in the U.S., Delta Force built an exact replica of his safe house, rehearsing the raid until they could do it blindfolded. While operators breached the...
Let's go back to that statement. Oh my God.
For the high-value targets. How did they find him? Simple. The CIA had planted spy inside...
He said, how did he find him? Simple. Like, I'm telling you, man, how the fuck this nigga know all this shit? Like, this attack just happened. This is fresh. He already knows they had a spy.
Nicolás Maduro close circle. While back in the U.S., Delta Force built an exact replica of his safe house, rehearsing the raid until they could do it blindfolded.
They had a spy. And back in the U.S., they built a replica of his safe house. And they rehearsed going in this safe house so much until they could do it in their sleep. And these are the niggas that y'all are talking about going to fucking war with, you fucking dumbasses. You don't have enough discipline to miss a fucking meal You don't have enough discipline to go to the gym 2 times a week. You don't have enough financial discipline to make sure you don't fucking get your cars repossessed. But you want to go to war with motherfuckers that are on this type of shit? Fuck y'all. Fuck every nigga that was on that bullshit talking about going to war with the white men. We gonna go to war with the white men. We gonna go to war with the white. Fuck. Listen to this.
Started the search for the high-value targets. How did they find him? Simple. The CIA had planted spy inside Nicolás Maduro close circle. While back in the US, Delta Force built an exact replica of his safe house, rehearsing the raid until they could do it blindfolded. While operators breached the room so fast, his security could not even react to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security.
They breached the shit so fucking fast, the security couldn't react to it. Who the fuck? Who the fuck? Who the fuck? Who the fuck? Who the fuck would be prepared for some shit like this? Who? At 2 in the morning. At 2 in the morning. What? Nah.
Of his safe house, rehearsing the raid until they could do it blindfolded. While operators breached the room so fast, his security could not even react to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security guard. Using blowtorch, they caught him before he could even lock all the doors. Maduro's shock and awe froze him as Delta Force reached the compound. Nicolás Maduro.
Of fucking course, his shock and awe would. What the fuck? What? But these are the people, and this is Delta. We're not talking about like GG's on the Rangers, GG's on the Green Beret, GG's on the SEALs, GG's on I forgot what Air Force have, like some paratroops, some like GG's on the Marines. We ain't even gonna talk about just the Marines, period. Like like we're not talking about equipment. We're not talking about firepower because, like I said, I was in the Navy. One destroyer could easily destroy a city. Like what? They have Tomahawk missiles. That's a precision missile. Like the motherfucker they could literally shoot off the coast of the water, shoot a missile in your living room, and it won't detonate until it hit your fucking living room. Like that's the motherfucking target, and we're gonna get to that motherfucker there, right there. Trust me.
Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were physically secured. Back to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security guard. Using blowtorch, they caught him before he could even lock all the doors. Maduro's shock and awe froze him as Delta Force reached the compound. Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were physically secured. This wasn't a negotiation. They were detained and immediately moved to the extraction point. These aircraft are capable.
He said this wasn't no negotiation. Y'all had to come the fuck on. Y'all bring y'all mother. Keep in mind, y'all, I need y'all to understand, fathom, this man had a safe house, a compound, and a security team. You niggas are not, your little shitty fucking Ring camera and your little fucking small ass fucking dog ain't doing shit. This nigga had a fucking compound with defense systems and shit, and they went through all of that shit like it wasn't, like, this is child's play. This is child's play. They're doing this in another country with nobody on the fucking ground. Nobody's on the fucking ground, you fucks. How the fuck can your 9mm stop this helicopter, fuck nigga? How the fuck can your 9mm, how can that little bullshit 380 stop this? What the fuck? Can that 22? What can that 40 do? What can that 40 do? Fuck nigga. Drakeana? What can Drakeana do? They are escaping with the motherfucking president of another fucking country before that nigga could fucking blink. Fuck is y'all niggas
performing urban extractions from buildings and refueling in midair. Within minutes, they were airborne, leaving Venezuelan airspace and heading to a secure floating staging base in the Caribbean. This Operation Southern Spear has changed the geopolitical map.
They had a home, yeah, and we got a home base because we know y'all are not gonna fuck with us. I'm gonna show you the other video of how savage like before they even got to that point. I don't know if he's gonna talk about it in this video. He might not. I'm gonna let the video play. This is my live reaction to the video. I ain't go through the whole video. I saw a video before this one. I was like, oh, I want to react to this one on a camera so I can get some content.
Of South America overnight. But wait, before after the extractions,
this shit is crazy.
There were reports of F-35 jets also leading the tip of the spear for the attack. We'll look how the United States used F-35 jets instead of F-16s for operations in Venezuela, because this is a well-organized and militarized Venezuela has positioned advanced Russian S-300 missile systems, Chinese radar networks, integrated Russian air defenses, and...
So this is why the U.S. had to use the equipment it had to use. It had to be such a well thought out plan, because this was not just a regular fucking country. This was a country that was a proxy of Russia and China, just like the Ukraine is a proxy of the US. Right? Follow me. They had defense systems. They had satellite networks, radar systems. This ain't no bullshit. This probably one of the most advanced countries that have defense systems probably in South America, honestly, because of Russia and China. Follow me.
Shahed drones along its borders. This creates a highly lethal and challenging environment that older...
And they had drones. So you...
Chinese radar networks, integrated Russian air defenses, and Shahed drones along its borders.
Iranian Shahed drone. They had drones. So this was not just no little bullshit. No, there was a frontline attack, and the extraction happened on some other shit. But man, that shit is crazy.
This creates a highly lethal and challenging environment that older S-16s would struggle to survive. As stated, around 150 aircrafts and a massive 8 U.S. destroyers were stationed there. It also has 3 amphibious aircraft carrier and surveillance plane to turn it into a massive command and control juggernaut capable of overcoming a modern military's air defenses. Signals a readiness to counter Venezuela.
They had a full, they had 8 destroyers. One of them destroyers could have probably destroyed that motherfucker. They had 8. They had 3 aircraft. It says 3 infantry. I don't know if it had any actual. Hold on.
Well as as stated, around 150 aircrafts and a massive
150 aircrafts. 150 aircrafts. $150, and trust me, that's nothing. This might have been a all pretty much Navy aircraft mission. That's nothing. This is 8 destroyers. It's not.
U.S. destroyers were stationed there. It also has 3 amphibious aircraft carrier and surveillance plane to turn it into a massive command and control juggernaut capable of overcoming a modern military's air defenses. Signals a readiness to counter Venezuela.
These aircraft carriers are big as fuck. They carry thousands of people. It's a city on the water. It's literally a portable. It's a floating airport. If your brain could wrap around airport, it's a floating airport. It's a floating airport runway. It's a floating airport big as fuck with a whole bunch of people in this motherfucker. Everybody's working together to keep this big motherfucker moving. Right. That's like, it's big as fuck. Like, I was on the Abraham Lincoln CVN 72. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. CVN 72, and I want to say they said we had like 6,000 people on the boat. I feel like it was even more, personally, because I feel like they probably wasn't even counting all of the civilians that was on the boat. Like, I'm like, there's a lot of fucking people on these boats, like, ridiculous. Thousands of people, like, so big I could see somebody every day. I could see a new person every day for 10 years, and I still wouldn't see everybody. I still wouldn't see everybody. I could see a new person every day for 10 years, and I still wouldn't, 15 years, and I still would not see everybody. That's crazy. Big as fuck. And that's one. That's one. They have 3 out there, 8 destroyers, 150. No, it's crazy.
Venezuela's entire air defense network if necessary. But why Venezuela Air Force failed to intercept? As of 2025, Venezuela's fighter jet fleet consists mainly of approximately 21 Sukhoi Su-30 multirole fighters delivered by Russia between 2006 and 2008, which now form the back.
So they have fucking fighter jets that come from 2006 and 2008, and they only had 21. The U.S. brought 150. Okay.
On their combat air power. Additionally, they maintain about 5 operational S-16 Fighting Falcons from an older batch, including 3 single-seat S-16As and 2 two-seat S-16Bs. These S-16s are aging and suffer from limited maintenance and part support due to U.S. sanctions.
So the U.S. like, it's a dirty fucking game. But this is what happens when you're a op. This is what happens when you decide to move to the other side. This is what happens when I'm beefing with my op and you decide to be cool with my op. Cool. Oh, you want to take they old ass fucking place? Cool. I'm going to sanction your bitch ass and make sure you don't get no more resources to upgrade your shit. No more resources to upgrade your shit. We got something for you, fuck nigga. This is why oh yeah, man, we can go to war with these motherfuckers. Bull, look at what the fuck they're doing to whole other country. The fuck you, stop fucking playing.
Although they have been supplemented with Israeli upgrades, Venezuela acquired its F-16 jets from the United States through a foreign military sales agreement.
And the U.S. knows your equipment. On top of that, they gave you the fucking...
called Peace Delta in May 1982, during a period of good,
They gave you shit in 1982.
good diplomatic and military relations. They were the first Latin American country to receive the F-16, with deliveries occurring between 1983 and 1985.
The U.S. is some fucking bullies. Like, I ain't gonna lie. God. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna lie. This is crazy. This is crazy. So the U.S. knew they was gonna win this shit, goddamn. They knew they was gonna win this shit because we've studied y'all and y'all got old ass shit, bro. Y'all don't got no money to fight us, bro. Like, y'all still have in y'all fleet planes we gave y'all in 1983 to 85.
The reason the U.S. does not use F-16s in current operations is because these jets lack the stealth capabilities necessary to evade the S-300 and other integrated defenses.
So they gave y'all planes, and the reason why we don't use those planes is because they cannot get away from most modern day missile systems that can intercept them. The missile systems that the U.S. has and the planes, that the only planes that y'all have can get in.
Advanced S-300V or anti-2500 systems, supported by dense Chinese and Russian radar, can easily detect and target older aircraft at long ranges. Sending F-16s into such an environment would result in high attrition risks, as they are vulnerable to radar detection and missile engagement. Not to forget the Russian Buk air defense system that can take out an F-16 with ease. These are cheap R-15 or 24 Buk systems are already active and mobile all over the country. Additionally, F-16s are less effective in contested airspace saturated with drones, especially the Iranian Shahed drones used by Venezuela for reconnaissance and kamikaze strikes. The F-35, however, offers crucial advantages. Its stealth design enables it to fly undetected or with much lower risk, making it effective against advanced surface-to-air missiles and networked radar systems. Its sensor fusion, electronic warfare, and data link capabilities allow it to simultaneously suppress and target mobile and fixed air defense positions, adapting rapidly to counter Russian and Chinese radar configurations. While the air...
I think the U.S. used this as almost like a measuring stick to see how they fared against certain Russian equipment, because they know that Russia, like nobody in the world, no other world power spends the money to upgrade their military like the U.S. No one spends more than the U.S. on upgrading its military. This is a fact. This is not an opinion. This is not a guess. This is a fact. I'm telling you, this is a fact. No one does. this is such a big business, like huge business.
Aircrafts took out the anti-air defenses Venezuelan military as a whole. This allowed the CIA and special forces to advance towards its target. The overwhelming presence of advanced Russian, Chinese, Iranian, and indigenous air defense and drone systems on the Venezuelan border means that the stealth fighter jets, or the first wave of attack, provide both the survivability and strike capability required for such operations. But how do they rotate clockwise? Well, the distance from Puerto Rico to Venezuela is about 1,300 kilometers. This is roughly 810 miles, which translates to around 1.5 hours of flight time for an F-35 flying at high subsonic speeds. These jets rotated clockwise as its combat radius is approximately 770 miles, meaning it can reach most of Venezuela from Puerto Rico with careful fuel management and limited loitering. To extend mission time and reach deeper inland, air-to-air refueling tankers deployed strategically in the Caribbean region support these operations.
They got fucking planes refueling.
In situations requiring strikes within minutes, U.S. amphibious assault ships equipped with F-35Bs can launch jets rapidly. From such ships positioned in the Caribbean,
oh my God. So they have these stealth bombers, these bombers that are getting out of range, destroying the missile defense system, while the aircraft is sending off these fucking fighter jets that's just coming in and just wrecking shit.
35Bs can reach Venezuelan targets within roughly 15 to 10 minutes, depending on speed and route.
15 to 10
Targets typically include narco-traffickers' networks, air defense installations, command centers, and drone facilities, enabling flexible sea-based strike options against both Venezuelan military and criminal infrastructure. In essence, the F-35 deployment by the U.S. near Venezuela redefines military capabilities in the region. It combines stealth, advanced sensors,
And
electronic warfare,
stealthy.
and networked operations to overcome sophisticated air defenses and maintain persistent air superiority and rapid strikeability against a broad spectrum of targets in Venezuela. This reflects a strategy that goes beyond counter-narcotics to deter and, if necessary, decisively counter the Venezuelan military threat. We also made a deep dive into the sea, air, and land components of the nuclear triad, so subscribe for more videos to not miss a beat.
Oh my God. We ain't even talking about the submarines. We need to talk, like, it's so many capabilities when we talking about the military, or, just period, bro. This is why you can't win. You can't win, man. You can't win. You don't stand a snowball chance in a microwave. Oh my gosh, you don't stand a snowball chance in a microwave. Okay, yeah, this is what I saw. This the other one I saw.
It trails a wire plug.
I don't want to show you that one. That was too much. But yeah, Let me end this one. But yes, so this is why it's impossible. It's impossible to go against something like that. Instead, why don't we put our energy into other things, like being successful at something, like practice something, or supporting, your loved ones who are trying to do something. Like why we gotta, because at the end of the day, if it came down to it, and it really came down to it, like, we lose all the time anyway. like people like, what the fuck do people even want? Like, if you're not in one situation and you don't got one person over you, like the president. Okay, if you don't got the president, you're gonna have somebody over you. It's gonna be a king, it's gonna be a queen, it's gonna be somebody over you at all times in this world. That's just what it is. You're not gonna be the top. No one's the top. Not even the kings, the presidents, you know, nobody's the top. Like, so what do you expect even going against certain things? Like, what do you expect? I know people that be like, oh, well, when Jesus come back, you know, or when God, or, you know, when the kingdom, or whatever the fuck they say, right? You still gonna have to follow somebody. You still gonna have to follow somebody. You don't make the rules neither. So now what? Now what changes? You don't make the rules. You're gonna always follow somebody. That's life. That's what it is. We don't have all the answers. Some answers you only get when you die. Only some answers you only get when you die. That's crazy. Think about that. So you don't have all the answers. So it's like, man, during that time, man, 2020 was like that. Like, just now reflecting back, and we in the 2026 now. For reflecting back though, if I could have the time back, oh my God. But it was a good experience. But yeah, man, nah, man. And this is like, I'm telling you, this is like, they could do this many times. They could do this in many countries all at the same time. This is like, oh, we could beat them. Not even that you could beat them. I'm willing to fight, bro. Your local police force is a small military group. It's a militia. There is no gang, no street gang can deal with the police force. It's just what it is. There's no gathering, literally, unless the whole motherfucking city goes against these motherfuckers, which, newsflash, they not. Because I will be one of them niggas. I ain't gonna lie to you. Please don't start no uprising around me. Please don't start. This is a newsflash to any nigga that think, oh, well, I'm gonna start a race war. Any nigga, I swear to God, I'm not on your side. I'm not on your side, bro. I didn't start this motherfucker. My goal is, if I can get them to believe I don't know your motherfucking ass and I could go the fuck home to my family, I'ma let your motherfucking ass get whacked and I'ma go the fuck home. Absolutely. Don't start no race war around me. Hell nah. Because the last time I seen niggas try to start some shit and I seen what happened to a nigga, let me know, other niggas just be playing. I can't be the only nigga taking some shit serious when other niggas playing. What? Now I'm just a nigga who died for nothing. A nigga who in jail for nothing. And it's going to affect me more than it's going to affect anybody else. Why? Because I don't give a fuck about nobody else. I don't give a fuck. I'm with these motherfuckers that got these goddamn fighter jets. That's who I'm with. That's what side I'm on. The motherfuckers that's dropping motherfuckers in other motherfuckers' house and getting rid of their security and all their defense systems and shit. I'm with them motherfuckers. Fuck everybody else. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's how I'm rocking. That's where I'm at with it. I'm American like a motherfucker. Fuck y'all. Fuck. Listen, these niggas really had a nigga niggas really had a nigga mind going on this shit. A nigga mind was going on this pro-black bullshit. Huh? Pro-black. What? Pro-black. I'm not pro-black. Pro what? Fuck y'all niggas, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And this ain't me disowning my people. This is me identifying that my people is some fucking cowards. I'm not gonna be the realest nigga in a group of cowards. No. Fuck no. I'm gonna blend the fuck in. Hell yeah. No. Nose of massa. Oh, that nigga house nigga. Yeah. Oh, master keep on feeding me. Yeah. Yes, sir. And I'm snitching. Hell yeah. I'm snitching. Yeah. Y'all better leave me the fuck. Hey, listen, don't do that. Don't do that. Why? Because look at what these niggas have shown to do. You got these street niggas in these street codes. You got street niggas in street codes talking to the goddamn police in interrogation room saying, yeah, I was trying to spin them. I thought y'all don't talk. Every single time a nigga have a something in his psyche of standing on some type of an idea, and there's a quote unquote group agreement on that idea, that's the first idea to be broken. That's the first idea for niggas not to agree to. That's the first motherfucking bullshit that I'm like, you know what? Fuck them niggas. Fuck them. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. Why? Let me show you why. I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you why. I'm saying fuck them niggas. I'm gonna show you. Shootouts in Dallas. Okay. My God. Okay, there you go. My God. let's go to. I don't know if I want to use. I don't know if I want to use like. I don't know if I feel like using a good. Let's look. Yeah, we all doing this live. Let's go to a video to talk about his motivations or something. I'll go see what they talking about. Oh, hold on, let me share that screen. My bad shit. Let me share that screen. This is why I no longer take what niggas say serious when they talk about shit like that, because the other side is organized. The other side has a code. See, them other side, they have people that in spite of everything that they might have felt about the other person that day at work, they went to work and said, damn, we're willing to die. Why? For a cause. For a cause. And I'm going to tell you this as somebody who was in the military and who had to live with that risk of potentially losing your fucking life, right? Let me tell you something. In the moment, the only thing I cared about was making sure that I didn't lose this opportunity to change my life. I never had consistent money a day in my life. I never had the stability that the military gave me. They gave me more money to even take care of my family. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, you know, you need that stability probably more than anything. Like, people are willing to die for a stable life. For not even just them, for their wife, for their kids, for the people that they love. Like, people are willing to go to some extreme lengths to do this. And yeah. But yeah, here it goes.
It's an act of madness that has injected a whole new level of anger. Let's get right to the new developments in the massacre of those 5 police officers in Dallas, an act of madness that has injected a whole new level of anger and fear into America's already fraught debate over race and law enforcement.
Overnight, large street demonstrations have been going on in cities across our country. The protest movement against fatal police shootings of Black people is not slowing down, even after the events in Dallas, where 5 officers were murdered. And the tension is evident. We want you to look at this social video from an overnight demonstration in Baton Rouge. You can see an officer pulling his gun on protesters.
In some places, though, communities are really coming together. This indelible image out of Dallas, a police car there blanketed in flowers.
And this morning, we are getting new video and new eyewitness accounts of the fear as well as the heroism during the shooting in Dallas. We have team coverage this morning, and we do begin with ABC's Matt Gutman right there on the
patching Dallas back together.
Oh, it's a sniper from up here somewhere.
Efficiency on this officer firing.
Written manifestos on how to shoot and move.
You see him in this.
This is not one person.
But it was one shooter, Micah Xavier Johnson.
Mr. Johnson had written manifestos on how to shoot and move.
You see him in this video advancing with deadly efficiency on this officer firing. The officer gunned down. The toll, 14 shot, 12 of them officers. 5 of the officers died. Towards midnight, SWAT teams finally cornered Johnson on the 2nd floor of El Centro College.
The suspect stated he wanted to kill white people, especially white officers.
Negotiations break down, and police use an explosive mounted on a robot.
This is what his motivation was. He wanted to kill white people, and especially white officers.
similar to this one, to kill Johnson for the first time in history. The crime scene enormous, spanning
And they used the robot to kill him.
20 city blocks.
The shooter was about 100 yards away. Still, he was able to hit this squad car. You see bullet holes here and down there, and on the other side of the car, he actually managed to shoot out the tires.
The tensions here still high as we interviewed the chief of the Dallas area Rapid Transit Police, who lost one of his officers in the attack. A man approaches from behind, making that shooting motion into the chief's back.
Look at this. Look.
It was a pretty disturbing interaction, and
Look. This is why I'm not on y'all niggas' side. I just randomly ran into this type of niggadry. This type of niggadominance. I just ran into this one. Like, look at why America go and do things, because there's a reason, there's a strategy, a resource, whatever. We do things out of emotions. This is why I don't back up the bullshit with niggas. This is why I don't back up the bullshit with how we think. As a people, I don't back up the bullshit. This is why I don't associate with the group think. I don't associate with the group thing because, let's be honest. See, we're going to have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Let's be honest. Most black people have we have a natural disdain, or the people who I grew up with, the people who I've seen, the upbringing I've had, there was a natural disdain for white people based on stuff that happened in the past. It's not something that people active, like, of course we talk our shit, but I'm saying, like, it's not something that's I don't think it's actively taught to I don't think it's something that's actively taught to us as kids. I don't think it's something that's actively taught to us as kids, but I think it's something that's kind of ingrained in us. Like, I think like, what's the best way to, so they experiment on mice and get them onto a system. These mice grow up, boom, they have their own mice, right? They have their own little kids, right? The parents or the mom or whatever, however, teaches the young ones the ways that they were taught. You understand what I'm saying? So this is how nature and really it's the difference between nature and nurture, essentially. Nature states that we have trauma, years of oppression, years of, being disenfranchised, years of not being treated as people, years of, just the bullshit. You can't, that's a certain mentality from that is natural for the people who were subjected to that. It's a lot of ingrained and instilled trauma that we have that wasn't dealt with throughout our generations, and it's now falling on us to have to deal with it as a people. It's falling on us. this is a thing that it's a thing that it's I know for a fact that this is why a lot of the traditions, a lot of the stuff that I try to turn from, I put my energy towards not supporting certain ideas because I understand that there's a flip side to this coin. How do I keep the quote unquote good traditions and ignore all of the bad shit? Because I'm not saying that I'll ever feel like this dude, but I could understand the feeling of someone saying that I want to kill them. Why? There is a unspoken hatred amongst these two groups of people. There is a unspoken, feeling of all types of shit. It's really some mental shit. I'm talking about for us. It's really some mental shit. We really suffer from mental disabilities and developmental issues, self-esteem issues. We feel like we're less than, and our way of trying to put ourselves on the same level is to either crash out or that's really it, actually. Crash out. That's the only way. Or have to overstate what they did to us. Why I gotta overstate what you did to other people that was not me, because you didn't do that to me. Okay, have I felt some type of level of racism? Honestly, no. I don't think, it's certain things that I don't like happening, but at the same time, I wouldn't say that it was just a racist call. No, I don't think I've ever had a case of racism. I don't think somebody calling you a nigga is being racist. I don't think, what I'm saying, like somebody saying words is being racist at all, actually. But that's me. But this is crazy. But once again, this is why I don't believe niggas and I don't trust niggas and none of this niggas, because you would rather put this man sacrificed himself. He knows good goddamn well he killed them doggone police officers. You A, gonna get killed on the spot, or B, you're gonna be locked in a hole for the rest of your life. He knows this before he shoots the first one. What sense does it make for us to complain about white people and say you want to kill white people when you're not even helping your own people live? The energy that was spent on killing these police officers, if he would have put that same energy in developing a youth program, fuck developing a youth program. Having some kids and taking care of your own kids. Having a wife, taking care of your wife. Showing people how to have a healthy relationship. He could have done anything other than this. But even with him doing this, guess what happened after this?
And immediately afterwards, I challenged the chief about how it made him feel. He said that right now, all officers, regardless of race, feel vulnerable. And we should note that in that chaotic shootout, hundreds of officers were involved, but only 12 of them
discharge their weapons. Paula.
That was a jarring and disturbing.
They came together. Police officers all over the country came together. They locked arms. They said, we're going to protect our own. Tamir Rice happened. Why didn't this nigga kill somebody for Tamir Rice? Trayvon happened. Why didn't this nigga go to Florida and kill George Zimmerman? There has been a plenty of injustices happening. Why go to a parade of police officers just to shoot them in Dallas? If you wanted to, what the fuck was that? Like, this was supposed to be a statement. In his manifesto, this was supposed to be a statement.
Disturbing moment right there, Matt. Thank you. We do want to move now to the investigation focusing on the gunman, 25-year-old Micah Johnson. He was a former Army reservist, and this morning the AP as well as the New York Times are reporting Johnson was accused of sexual assault by a female soldier when he served in Afghanistan. He reportedly received an honorable discharge for reasons his military lawyer says he doesn't understand. And ABC's senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas joins us now from Washington with more on what we're learning about the gunman. Good morning, Pierre.
Good morning, Paula. The suspect's motive disturbing. Racial hatred and simmering bitterness for police.
Authorities say this is the deadly sniper, Micah Xavier Johnson, a former military man who went hunting for police, specifically white officers.
One officer down.
There appears to have been one gunman with no known links to or inspiration from any international terrorist organization.
Law enforcement sources tell ABC News Johnson was armed for his shooting spree with an assault rifle and 2 handguns.
It's been a tale of cowardice by an assassin.
Johnson served in the Army Reserve from 2009 to 2015, doing a tour in Afghanistan. According to police, his Facebook page reveals some of that rage against police. He liked the page which said, "Kill everything blue that moves." Overnight, police searched Johnson's home in Mesquite, Texas. They say they found bomb-making materials, ballistic vests, rifle, and a personal journal on combat tactics.
This was a well-planned, well-thought-out, evil tragedy.
Neighbors in this quiet suburb of Dallas were stunned that the killer was living among them.
This guy lived around the corner from me and was willing to take people's lives that he didn't even know. Yeah.
Hey, they ain't shit. They only putting black faces on here talking down on this man. Like, look, this is what... This is why you can't win, bro. You cannot win, bro. Live.
You know, it's scary.
Micah's sister took to Facebook writing, "The news will say what they think, but those who knew him know this wasn't like him."
While there's no sign of a wider plot, police continue digging into Johnson's background, searching for anyone who might have supported him, especially black supremacists. No evidence of that so far, but police in Dallas and around the nation remaining on alert. Paula.
And Pierre, how pivotal is this time in our country right now?
This is a
they probably never gave this nigga screen time until this moment. I don't know this nigga. I've never seen this nigga before ever face in any news thing ever, but they probably only gave this nigga screen time just to talk about this nigga who shot somebody and this white woman said, what do you think about this? So he could say this is a bullshit that this nigga did. Basically.
Defining moment. You have routine encounters between black men and police turning deadly, like that tragic case in Minnesota. At the same time this year, the number of officers killed by guns in the line of duty is up 44%. That's a complicated mix.
Very complicated, Pierre. Thank you. Dan?
Complicated and combustible mix. Pierre Thomas, thank you.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I mean, this is why, like, your own people gonna look at you and say, bro, you was a fucking fool. And I agree, you're a fool. Because ain't nobody gonna stand up with you. Ain't nobody gonna go, like, no, we gotta make it home. We got families. We got kids to take care of. You know, we got stuff we gotta do. Ain't nobody trying to go through that. And that nigga got blew up with a robot. Man, nobody trying. Nah, I'm good. I'm good, famo. Hope I die of old age. Fuck yeah. But, hey, I appreciate y'all. We looked at a couple of videos, got some good content. And, yeah, do this shit again. Off to the next one.